what I'm going to do is I recently did a masterclass, business mastery, that we talked about ways to increase your leads, increase your conversions, increase your cash flow, profit, all of those things. And what I want to do today is talk about when I'm coaching with a business, the things that we focus on the leads, the conversions, all of those things, on how we increase their overall profits. And I'm going to go through some general examples, but really what I want you to be able to do is go catch a replay of that masterclass, jeffhagee.com/business mastery. Keep it up for a little while so people can watch that. But it actually goes through some of the ways of how to implement some of these things that are going to help you increase your leads, increase your conversions, all of those things. And it gives you some ideas on what to do that you can implement those things immediately without cost of marketing, advertising, any of those things. They're systems and strategies you can use that aren't going to cost you any money. So what I want to do today is I'm going to walk through a process, and I'm going to show you one, the impact that increasing your leads has. Two, the impact that increasing your conversions, increasing your pricing, and continuity. I'm going to show you those four things, how they can impact your business, and then we'll kind of go from there. But implementing those things, I would say go to jeffhagee.com/business mastery, and there's some things that you'd be able to implement today. So take a look at that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a current business and say that it's making $10,000 per month right now on 100 leads. Okay. So let's look at. So when we're looking at that, if we double the amount of leads and everything else stays the same, it automatically doubles the business. It automatically takes that 10,000 to 20,000 a month. All right. So easy math, easy to talk about that. How do we do that? Well, that's lead generation. We teach that as we do the coaching. We talk about the different ways to create more leads, lead generation, landing pages, those sort of things. But the important part is, and you'll get this on the business mastery as well, I talk about the buyer's journey, because there's really a small percentage of people that are at that ready to buy stage. And so it's important that throughout that buyer's journey, you have an opportunity to create a relationship with that client. You know, how many people come to your website today that leave that you never even knew they were there? How are you ensuring that they are going to end up being your customer when they become a now buyer? So those are the things we talk about. But simple mathematical version of this, if you're getting 100 leads a month, you're making $10,000 a month, double the leads, everything else stays the same, you're going to double your revenues. So that's the easy part. And then we'll show you how to implement those things. The second part I want to talk about is the conversion process. So how many of those leads are you converting? And how do we improve the lead conversion process? Well, there's a number of ways, and some of these I talk about in the business mastery, but it's by having a better sales message. You've got to be able to have a better sales message. You've got to have the big domino and the 3 secrets. For those of you that have heard that terminology before, expert secrets, you'll know what I'm talking about. And by understanding and implementing the conversion equation formula, which is hook, story, and offer. And each piece of that has its own details that you've got to understand. And, you know, without going into, I'm not going to go into great detail here, but I do go into more detail in the business mastery masterclass, so you can hear that. But those are a vital part to understand when it comes to conversion. So again, looking at this same business, the $10,000 a month, if out of those 100 leads, you're converting 20 of them, let's say we're doing that. So And for future purposes, when I get down into it a bit, that means we're looking at $500 each, right? Okay, so we're converting 20 of those leads. Now, again, going back to the leads, we doubled the leads to 200, so it doubled the revenue. So 200 leads, doubled the revenue to $20,000 per month. Well, let's take that another step. Now, if we are able to have a better message, have a better sales message, have a better conversion equation, and we can double our conversion from 20% to 40%, we're going to double it again. So if we go to right, so just with those two things alone, we double the leads, we doubled it. We double the conversion, we doubled again. So we've gone from 10,000 to 40,000 a month just by doubling the leads and doubling the conversion. Now, one thing I want to talk about here and I'm going through this quick. It is in better and more detail in the Business Mastery, but pricing is a big thing because especially right now with inflation, with everything going on, pricing is a big thing. And you know, I don't know how to do these lives great on Facebook to make sure they save. I think what I'm going to have to do is put the Zoom recording back on Facebook. If I can keep this live on here for a while, I will. Otherwise, I'll put the Zoom recording so that you can keep access to this. But when we look at pricing, I want you to think of most small businesses. When was the last time that they raised their prices? Most of them, it's been never. They've been eating their own cost increases and they hate to raise prices because they're scared to death that any price increase will lead to a mass exodus of all their customers. And that really creates a problem. I actually did on my Daily Success Strategies podcast. I talked about this probably about a week ago, maybe a little more. But with inflation and everything that's happening right now, everyone's costs are going up. And when I talk about price here, I'm actually going to talk about price increases, not because you're getting price increases. I'm talking about just increasing your prices overall. But when, even with your own prices going up, I see a lot of people that are like, you know, I'm just going to eat it. I'm not going to increase my prices. I care too much about my customers. You can't do that. The example I used on my podcast last week was I've got a guy that takes care of my pool every week. He charges me $100 a month. I have no idea what his cost structure is. So just as an example, I said, okay, let's say that he makes $50 a month profit off of me. Well, he just got an increase to all his costs of $20 a month. And so he in turn changed mine from $100 a month to $120. What if he had said, you know what, I don't want to make Jeff upset. I'm just going to eat this $20. And instead of making $50, I'm making $30. If he were to do that and just eat that $20, what that means is every month, he's got to service 67% more pools just to break even at what he was making before. Because he decided to eat that cost, that's how much his profits went down. Now, the funny thing was, I actually was talking to him a few days later about it. And all he said was, I wish I was making $50 per pool. So the fact is that he's making less than that. If he were to eat that, he might have to do 100% more pools just to break even. So if you're a small business owner and your costs are going up, you've got to pass that along. You can't just eat that. But that's not what we're talking about here. Here, I'm just strictly talking about increasing prices. So we were talking about this before. The product that we're talking about is $500. So if we've got a price increase, we're looking at $500 and we're going to increase it by 10%. So that means we're going to increase it to $550. Well, first of all, are you really going to lose a ton of customers by a small 10% increase? A few may leave, yeah. But most likely the ones that do leave are the price shoppers that have no loyalty to you anyways. They're probably your biggest problem customers, those sort of things. And the thing to recognize with this is that 10% increase, this is $50 of more profit. This isn't just an increase. So again, so for the ease of calculation, like I did with the pool guy, let's say with that original $500 item, let's say that 250 of it was profit, okay? All right, so looking at it that way, with the increased leads and conversions, your sales are at $40,000 a month, which means we're at $20,000 profit per month at this equation. That's based on 80 purchases, which is the 200 leads at 40% conversion. So that's at doubling your conversions, doubling your leads, doubling your conversion rates. That's 80 purchases. So at the new profit of $300 instead of $250, even if you had some customers leave, rather than 80 purchases to make that $20,000 profit, now you only need 67. So you could have 17% of your customers leave and you're still making the same amount of money. Now, if they didn't leave, if all of your customers stayed, that just means an extra $4,000 a month in profit, which compared to month one, when your income was $10,000 a month, that's a big jump. All right. The other thing that we teach on that is there a way, depending on the type of business you're in, how do we create a higher ticket item, a high ticket offer? And let's say we can create an offer that's a $5,000 item. We've got 200 leads. What if we had a 10% conversion rate on a $5,000 offer? It's big. We're at 100,000 by creating a high ticket offer there. Now, obviously, every business is different, and how we create these offers and what we create are going to be different. And conversion rates, we look at that. But these are the things that we work on. These are the things we want to look at. What are your leads? What are your conversion rates? What is your pricing? And how do we create higher prices? Now, the last one is improving your retention. Well, when we talk about retention, one of the ways I want to look at this, bear with me a sec. When we're talking about retention, one of the ways we can do this is through continuity. Now, continuity is when you create something where the customers are paying you on a monthly basis. You know, you look at your Netflix subscription, you look at your ClickFunnels subscription, depending on what your business is or your personal life. You're in a lot of different continuity programs where you're paying on a monthly basis. And, you know, also in the business mastery class, I talk about the buyer's journey and how when we're looking at the buyer's journey, less than 1% are at that period of being a now buyer. You know, I have a lot of people saying, you know, I'm doing all the things right. I'm doing all my marketing right, and I'm not getting these sales. Well, a lot of those people that you're marketing to aren't at the point they're ready to buy now. They're not now buyers. And so you've got to be able to create that relationship with them. So when it comes time that they are now buyer, they're going to buy from you. And I talk about that in the Business Mastery as well. But that's what a continuity program can do too. They can become a buyer now on a lesser expense, that when they become a now buyer for, say, that $5,000 offer, you're the one they're going to do that with. But let's say you have a $97 a month offer on your continuity program and you get 8 people in it. 776. That's an extra $776 per month that you're bringing in through this continuity. And so that's a way that you can create that retention. Now, so these are the things that we talk about. And again, get past just the idea and these numbers and how to actually implement these things. Go to jeffhagee.com/business mastery. I've got that set up right now as a free masterclass. So if you want to go grab that, you're going to be able to watch that. And there's things in there that you're going to be able to implement immediately, like today, that isn't going to cost you a dime. They're just ideas that are going to help you implement those immediately. Some of the biggest ones are understanding who your customers are and not letting them come and go without having a way to stay in touch with them. But so I guess when I look at this is, do you want me to keep doing work like this for you, or would you rather me just be doing it for your competition? Because this is what I love to do. If this is something you want to work with me on, let me help you in your business. Send me a DM, email me at jeff@jeffhagee.com. We can talk about how I do this, how I can work with you on this. But what I say right now, most importantly, go to jeffhagee.com/business mastery. It's free. It's got some stuff that you'll implement immediately. That's really all I wanted to immediately go to. I don't know, like I said, I've never done these lives this way before, so I can't see if anyone's commenting or anything, but if so, I'll get those later. I will put up the replay of this so people can watch. But for now, that is it. Thank you. And hopefully that is something that's helpful for you and will be able to help you guys grow your businesses. So again, jeffhagee.com/business mastery. Or if you'd like to talk to me more about working with you or your business on these things, Jeff@jeffhagee.com. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you soon.